16th, 2015. It appears that we have a quorum, and I call the meeting to order. We have minutes from the regular meeting of May 19th. Take a look at them, and I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
To approve?
Yes.
Oh. You never know. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion, anyone? Okay. All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Next item on our order of business is the election of officers for 2015. Robert, could you help us out with that?
Well, this is our yearly election of officers. We need to elect a chairman and a vice chairman.
Okay.
I'd make a motion that we retain the leadership we currently have with Gibb as chairman and Kirk as vice chairman.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No debate from any of us? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. All right, the next item of business is requesting to replace front door and windows on a house at 1005 East Main Street, James and Pamela Hale. Robert?
Yes, Chairman Backlund. This property is located on the north side of East Main Street between Cherry Lane and Park Circle. The house was constructed in the circa 1970 in the modern colonial revival style of architecture with a central chimney, gable roof, brick veneer, and it has 2 stories. Since then, the applicants have added on to the property with, in addition to the rear of the property and a swimming pool. The house is a non-contributing structure of the East Main Historic District of the National Register of Historic Places. The applicants received approval in 2005 for their construction for their addition and their detached garage. And just recently they began just more discussions with the contractor to remodel the main house. They would like to continue their renovations by replacing the front door and the shutters along the front of the house. The replacement door will be a new metal French door, and it will have no transom, no new transom. The current front door is a metal door, and the new shutters will be the same material and the same style as the original shutters. I've got some pictures that I'd like to see show you. This is a picture of the front of the house. This is just a close-up version of the front door with the windows and the shutters, and even a closer-up version of the front door. And this is some of the windows on the side, in the front of the building, but on the side of the front of the house. And this is the addition that they had a couple of years ago. And these are properties on either side of their residence. This is on this is 1001 East Main, and this picture here is 1019 East Main Street. Staff didn't feel like a drawing of the front elevation was necessary. I know we discussed this at the last Historic Zoning Commission meeting that we talked about, since they had quite a lot of renovations they were anticipating or planning. Since then, right now they're just going to do the front door and the shutters. So that's the reason why we don't have a front elevation of the house. Mrs. Hale brought to me an example of the front door, and I passed it out to the commission members just at the beginning of the meeting. So this is a sample of, this is the door that she wants to use on the front of the house. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have, and the applicants are in the audience as well.
Any board members have any questions for anyone?
So the shutters, the replacement shutters are exactly like, they're the same style as the existing shutters? Is that correct?
Mrs. Hale, you want to address this?
The answer to that question is yes. It's the exact same style as what I have up there now.
Okay.
And I did just want to say, as far as the French doors on the front door being changed, the picture that you've been given today, I'm either going to go with that particular style or I'm going to go with the complete French door all the way down. There's a little difference. There's a wood panel at the picture that was given to you today versus a complete French door. It's not much different, but I did want to make that option available to you because I'm thinking or considering about doing that instead of a regular French door or doors.
Let me ask you about the shutters, back to that if I could.
Sure.
The window sash that you have, the upper sash is 8 panes of glass. The lower sash is taller, and it has 12 panes of glass in it. And so the meeting rail where the two sash meet is a little higher than halfway up. And the shutters have a horizontal member in the louvers that reflect that line there. So will you be picking up that detail, that the horizontal rail of the shutters aligns with the meeting rail of the sash?
What I'm told from Marvin Doors and Windows is it was going to be an exact replica. They're doing exact measurements, and it's going to be exactly alike. That's what I've been told.
I think that's an important
So, yes.
detail to match, because if it's halfway down, it won't
Okay.
align with your window meeting rail. I think it's an important feature to match that on your shutters there. Help us on, if you could, on the doors, at least for my gratification. The drawing the photograph that we received is actually a pair of doors.
That's correct.
And so is it going to be a single door or two
No.
doors?
It's going to be a pair of French doors.
And so are you widening the opening of your door, your
No.
current door?
No, we are
And
not.
s- And so when you open only one of the leaves of the doors, say your door is 3 feet wide now, if you only open one leaf, you'll have 18 inches to get in the door.
I understand that.
Okay.
More than likely, they both will have to open in order. But that's not our main entrance, so. And the transom will remain, as well as, all of the architectural features around the door. I'm not changing anything but the door.
And are you leaving the your storm door on?
No,
You're removing the storm door?
yes.
So
And
just
it's the
give you-
same type of door with clad exterior and wood interior. And I was informed from Marvin Window, it's actually Earl Richards, said that won't be a problem as long as it's clad on the front as far as wear or anything.
South-facing windows for the sun.
Yes,
So,
So give you some light inside the house.
exactly. And that's kind of the whole reason for doing this, because, we don't have that many windows, and they're not large windows in the front. The addition in the back is very different, so I have a lot of light in the back, but not in the front.
So is this a wood door?
No, it's a clad, what's there and what will be replaced is clad exterior and wood interior, which is exactly what is there now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone?
There's some people in the audience. Are you here to speak on this matter? Okay.
Not this matter.
Okay.
I thought it was on the agenda.
Okay.
I just wondered.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Well, if there's no questions, can we have a motion, perhaps?
I
Yeah.
would make a motion to approve the request with the conditions that Jim laid out about the shutters.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve with the, making sure the shutters match what's there. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And thank you for your proposal and keeping it in similar character. Yeah. Any other staff reports or business? Robert?
I don't have any more business at this time, no.
Okay.
And
Sure.
we talked on the phone, and you said you would put me on the docket so I could just ask questions.
Well, you might want to present yourself to the commission and explain what you want to do
Okay.
under old business or new business, staff reports, and other business.
Okay. Hi, I'm Juanita Thuen. I'm a realtor in town, and I have a client who's purchasing the house at 618 East Main Street. And part of the process in purchasing that is deciding what the cost is going to be for the repairs that need to be done to the home. I do have pictures of the home here. If you would like to see them, I can certainly pass those out to you. Hold on, I have several pictures here. I really wasn't sure how this was going to go today and what I was going to need and what I wasn't going to need, so I apologize. And I didn't know how many of you there were.
We'll
Oh,
pass.
we'll pass.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We share.
We actually play well together.
Yeah.
The yellow house. We're all the same. You're not too sure.
Yeah. The yellow. Oh, I see.
One with a little ditzy something.
Yes.
The ones that vinyl siding or aluminum or something.
Okay. What he would like to do, there are a couple of options. It needs new siding. So the two options that he's looking at is fiber cement or vinyl. He did not know if vinyl would be approved or not, and that is part of the question that we're coming to you with.
What is the current siding?
I don't think it's wood. I think it's more like is it
It
aluminum?
looks like vinyl.
I really don't know exactly what it is right now. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
I would say, Mr. Chair, based on the details of the termination of the trim and everything, that it's either vinyl or aluminum, most likely vinyl.
Okay.
If you look at the porch, the beam on the top of the columns, that vertical, that's, and then you look at just the, by the mailboxes there to the left, the mailbox, there's a little strip in there. It looks like it's vinyl to me.
Okay. Could you say the house number again?
618.
618. Okay. East Main.
Correct.
Okay. And other questions?
Yes, once we get the siding things.
Okay.
Okay, the other thing that he would like to do is two options on the roof. One would be a standard shingle roof, and the other would be a metal roof. And so we were wondering, what are your thoughts on those? And I have some pictures of another downtown home here in Murfreesboro, and it's located at 217 Manny Avenue. It's also in the historical district, and it has a metal roof. If you would like me to pass these out, I certainly could. And we were just wondering if this type of roof would be approved for this home.
Go ahead and pass the pictures around. We'll take a look at it.
That must be North Manny, I assume,
Yeah.
Yes.
which I can't picture.
Which is not in this local historic district, but it's in the
North Manny,
national,
That's correct.
it's in the National Register District.
I can't tell if that's the 5V or not, but it's...
I'm sorry, I didn't have enough of these. Bad.
I can't place that, Gib. What is it? Oh, yes, I can. It's brighter green than that. It's right next to.
If we did a shingle roof, is there any particular
next to
kind of
Mobile.
shingle
Oh,
roof
yes,
that
to
he's
that.
allowed to have or not allowed to have?
Well, typically, we have encouraged something similar to wood for siding, but given the fact that this house is currently vinyl, I'm not sure how, we need to probably take a look at the guidelines and look at them, but a historic district would not historically have had vinyl, but something more akin to wood. And we have approved some of the cement fiber materials. And then on roofing, Jim,
Well,
did you have a comment?
I would add to the siding issue that if you were replacing it in kind, it could be approved administratively by Robert. We as a board, I'm sure, would feel better if it was most likely wood, that you went back with a wood-looking material, and whether it is wood or it is a cement fiber, like is commonly known as hardy plank, but that's a
Right.
that's a manufacturer. But this house could have been brick, but it's most likely wood, and we would prefer it to go back, in that case, to its original design. If you were to come to us, I think, and offer to put brick or stucco up, we most likely would not do it there, but there is a wealth of houses here that are Victorian that are covered with stucco. Somebody came here and sold a real bill of goods, and everybody stuccoed, it seemed, there for a while. But I think design-wise, this house would be appropriate, and that's what we're giving out as a certificate of appropriateness. A wood or a wood-looking material like a cement fiber board would be appropriate. I don't think we would permit brick per se. Can't say never, but I don't think it would be appropriate to it. As far as the asphalt shingles, we've seen a variety of types of asphalt shingles, from the traditional 3-tab shingle, which is what's on there now. Then we do what we call an architectural shingle, which is made to look like wood shakes.
Right.
Sometimes it looks like slate, a slate roof too, but I don't know that. I think it's sort of considered almost like a renewable building material that you periodically have to replace, and I don't know we would have terribly strong opinions on. We've approved a number of different types of asphalt shingle over the years. As far as the metal roof, the house that you provide, it's hard to tell. It's a type of standing seam metal roof. It would behoove you all to get a pre-finished one so you don't have to maintain repainting it. But
Right.
I can't tell from the photograph because it's just not close enough. It looks like it might be a 5V metal roof, but there's many different pan designs that you put up there as strips, and it's hard to say, but we have had new roofs like that put up recently. I believe that corner house, I don't know what block of East Main, I think it was put up very much like that, so I don't think you'd have a problem. But we would want the owner, whenever it's time, to come back with the actual materials and present it to us so that we could see those and give you further directions or approval.
I know
Okay.
if I can chime in, the listing on the National Register of Historic Places calls for 618 East Main. It says it has a clapboard siding. So that's probably what it was originally, and I don't know that they've changed it. It may still be clapboard, I don't know.
I don't think it's clapboard.
No.
You won't know till you take it off, and then it's just the
Oh.
treasure trove of surprises what might
Well,
be
yeah,
under it.
underneath, yeah, there may very well be that underneath.
Do you know the age of that house?
I believe it's 1910.
1890,
Is it
1890?
1890.
Okay.
The fact that the overhangs of the eaves and the gable end there are covered with some kind of strip material, it's probably a vinyl, but it may be clapboard underneath it.
I
You
don't know
don't
what it
typically
was.
see that detail unless it's been, and the beam over the porch, you don't typically see that unless it's been covered with vinyl.
So if it currently is vinyl, can he go ahead and put another vinyl back on that?
I think we have no choice but to allow it because he's maintaining what's there.
But I think that would have been, it hasn't, I think the vinyl, if that's what it is, was put on that house before historic zoning went into
Probably.
effect.
Yeah.
And if historic zoning had been in effect then, that wouldn't have been allowed.
Okay.
And so we do need to try to get back to what the guidelines are for the historic district. That's my opinion. And also to kind of go on about the metal roof. Jim mentioned some different kinds to you, and if you will look around, not the historic district, but around neighborhoods, you will find that there are a wide variety of metal roofs, and there's a lot of quality, and there's a lot of metal roofing that is horrible looking. I mean, it's just because it's cheap and it's not well
No, I can
done.
guarantee this client will not be putting on cheap metal roof.
Okay, well, that's important when we talk about standing
Yeah.
seam, and if that's what he decides on.
Yeah, okay. The other question was, the windows need to be replaced. Do you allow vinyl windows?
We have generally not permitted vinyl facing that are visible from the street.
Okay, so it needs to be, if it's wood now, it needs to be wood.
Yes.
I would, as a preservationist and an architect, I would highly encourage you to have a qualified contractor look at the windows to see if they can't be repaired. Frequently, they appear to be worse than they really are, and frequently that's just paint actually peeling off. And so I would encourage you, it looks like there's storm windows perhaps on the house, that sometimes it creates an issue with the humidity trap between the actual sash and the storm window, and it makes the paint peel, and it really looks a lot worse than it is. If it's the original windows, it's old growth wood most likely, and it can be repaired, and you could even sometimes put insulated glass in those windows. I would just encourage you to get a qualified repairman to work on that. But yes, we typically do not approve vinyl-clad windows, or solid vinyl windows, solid fiberglass windows, or vinyl-clad or metal-clad wood windows we typically don't allow.
Okay, so it's just the straight wood windows.
Typically. Am I correct?
Well, thank you very much. You've been helpful. We just didn't know.
Can I ask a question about how the usage of the house and maybe your client? Is your client going to buy the house to use it like it is now with X number of apartments? How many apartments
There are
does it?
4. It's a quad. Yes, in the beginning, that is the plan. He will maintain that. At some point, I don't know, he may decide to come back and just redo it differently.
But it's not going to be a single family?
Not right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he is going to make a lot of improvements?
He is
that
going
it
to make
certainly needs?
quite a lot of improvements, yeah.
How about dead cars in the yard? Maybe.
I can't speak to that one. I know there's a tree that needs attention, too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's a tree there that needs some attention, so
It'll help.
I know that he will be upgrading it, and it will look very nice when it's done.
As you work with the client, you might get some ideas together and bring them before us prior, or bring them to Robert prior to actually coming to the commission for approval, so that we can talk back and forth about some possible ideas that might work out better for you.
Okay. Yeah, I had talked with Robert previously, and purchasing it is a long process because of the historical, and just have to make sure what the costs are involved and so on and so forth. So I will be bringing some stuff to you, or he will be bringing some stuff to you. At this point, it was just more of a fact-finding. What can we do and what can we not do?
Right.
You know?
Well, what I'm suggesting is that you continue to do that before you actually bring a firm proposal to us for a vote, because if you get everything lined up before the vote, that will make everything flow more smoothly, I think.
So take it to Robert, the suggestions that we have.
Yes.
And he can talk to you about it previously then.
And we can go back and forth about any possible options that might work out better for you.
Okay, all
We
right.
can do this again. You can bring me your proposals, we'll look at them, and we can bring it up again at another meeting. We don't have to take any action on it. We can just, see if you're headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Anything else, Robert? Is that
That's all I have.
everything? Okay. I guess we can entertain a motion to adjourn. Everyone wants to
So
stay?
moved. So
Oh, you do move.
Second.
Okay. A motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you.